So what's the secret sauce that makes a fantasy world feel, truly alive? It's usually in the details, right? That sense that everything is connected. Well, today we're going to dive into the world of Arreqqana, where the creatures aren't just kind of hanging around in the background. Nope, they are the living, breathing heart of the land itself.
This quote right here, it just nails it. It's all about taking a world and breathing this deeper, more connected life into it. A world where every single forest, every mountain, every river, it all has its own unique pulse. And that pulse is embodied by the creatures who live there.
So, let's start our journey into this amazing place. A world where the animals are so much more than just decoration. Here, they are the climate. They are the culture. They are the spirit of their homes.
And this brings us to this absolutely brilliant core idea they have in Arreqqana, walking proverbs. Just think about that for a second. The idea is that every animal is like a little story or a piece of wisdom that just grew legs and fur. It embodies everything about where it comes from. Now that is the kind of detail that makes a world feel ancient and real.
Okay, let's start our tour and meet some of these incredible beings. We're going to travel through the different regions of Arreqqana and see for ourselves how these creatures are basically the living symbols of their homelands.
Our first stop, the cold, majestic northern mountains. And living up here, we find a creature that represents this really profound stillness and ancient wisdom. It's just perfectly suited to these towering, silent peaks. I mean, get a load of this description. Tall as temple gates. It has crystalline antlers that literally hum to warn everyone when an avalanche is coming. This is so much more than just a big deer, right? It's a living, breathing part of the mountain. It represents what the lore calls stone thread wisdom, which is just the perfect way to describe patience and restraint.
All right, let's do a total 180. We're going from the cold stillness of the mountains and plunging into this vibrant, humid jungle. And here, we find a predator that is the complete opposite of the Frostelk. This thing is all about raw, decisive, primal action.
The vine prowler is described as a mix of river and flame. So think about that. You've got the life-giving flow of water combined with the sharp, decisive heat of fire. With its shimmering fur and a pulse that can actually stun its prey, it really is the hidden, dangerous heartbeat of the entire jungle.
Okay, after all that jungle intensity, let's move on to the serene riverlands. Here we get to meet a creature that's just pure grace, and believe it or not, emotional intelligence. A being that feels like it was literally born from the water itself. The ripplehorn is just beautiful. It can walk on water without making a single splash, and its antlers can supposedly calm storms. This shows you it's not just an animal, it's a spiritual symbol of the river thread, representing things like emotional flow and intuition. Its picture is even carved into temple doorways. So cool.
Okay, so we have these incredible creatures, and they're all perfectly connected to their homes. But that kind of brings up a big question, doesn't it? What's the invisible force that connects them all? What's the magic system that weaves them into the lives of the people there? We need to bridge the what with the how.
And the answer is the birth flames. This is the magic system that the whole world is built on. The best way to think about it is like a spiritual frequency or a cosmic tuning fork that rings inside every single living thing, from people to animals. And there are 5 of these big ones. You've got Nedor, which is fire. That's all about action and courage. Then there's Riven, the river, for emotion and intuition. Qorar is stone for stability. Veya is wind, which represents thought and curiosity. And finally, Akari is aether, the flame of spirit and imagination. Every single being is born attuned to one of these. But a big cosmic system is one thing. How does it actually feel to the people living there day to day? Let's zoom in a bit and see how this magic becomes a really personal thing, especially for the kids of Arreqqana. And here's where it all clicks together. A child who's born under a certain flame just has this natural harmony with creatures that share that same frequency. So a stone flame kid, they just intuitively get the Frostelk stillness. A river flame child feels this instant, perfect rhythm with the ripplehorn. It's this beautiful, natural system of companionship.
So we get the system, but that brings up a whole new challenge. How do you explain a big, complex idea like this to a child? How do you make it feel like wonder and magic, and not like a boring textbook lesson?
You do it with this. You create something called the Little Paws of Arreqqana, which is basically a children's bestiary. And it translates all these deep, spiritual truths into stories that feel like, well, lantern light and laughter. It makes the magic gentle and personal and totally real.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It says it all. On the left, you've got the grown-up lore, disciplined restraint, stone-tread wisdom. And on the right, you've got the kids' version. It stands very still in blizzards, very brave. And then this beautiful idea that if you whisper your worries into the wind, the Frostelk carries them away for you. The magic is exactly the same, but the language changes it from some abstract concept into a real, genuine comfort.
So, let's tie all of this together now. You've got creatures that are basically living proverbs, a cosmic system of flames, and these deep personal bonds that are taught through these gentle, wonderful stories. It all creates one big, interconnected, living tapestry.
And this right here, this is the beautiful, inclusive idea at the very heart of it all. There's no good or bad flame. There's no hierarchy. It's all about harmony. It's about finding the companions whose song just happens to resonate most clearly with your own. It's a world built on connection, not on competition.
And let's just end on this final thought. It's a line from that children's book that connects everything. The creatures, the magic, the world, and then it points it right back at the reader. It really makes you wonder, if you were in Arreqqana, which creature would sing loudest to you?